Right. Now, 62 investors have picked pre-qualification forms to participate in the management and operations of the Electricity Company of Ghana. The Deputy Minister of Power, John Jinapo, assured staff of the company of their job security when it is given out on a 25-year concession.
Engineer Ura Safo said sourcing private investment for the Electricity Company of Ghana is crucial for efficient operations.
Right now, the needs are in the region of, it's estimated around $200 million annually. We need something in that region to invest in ECG, to make ECG a more robust organization. And so bringing in a private sector participant will bring in this investment. They will also bring in additional technology, they will bring in expertise, and they will help to make what we call a ECG credit-worthy or credible off-taker of power.
The CEO of MIDA explained ECG will still own assets of the company in the 25-year concession period, but what happens to the liabilities or debt of the country's major power distributor?
The ECG will still be there, but in a restructured form, and ECG will continue to own the assets. The decision is that any liabilities that ECG has will continue to be held by ECG. So the decision is not to pass on the liabilities to NUCO, but if any monies have been used in power development, then they will be recovered from NUCO through the lease payments.
The Millennium Compact 2 agreement will come into force June this year.
We have what we call the program funding, the ones which go directly into projects, and we have what we call implementation fund. That two sources. We have tranche 1, which is around 279 million, and we have tranche 2, which is 190 million. So those are the two tranches, and these monies will go directly into the projects as soon as the compact enters into force.
ECG, with a staff strength of more than 6,000, is one of the largest power distribution utilities in sub-Saharan Africa, with over 3 million registered customers and over 6,000 gigawatt hours of electricity sold annually. Its service covers approximately 36% of the country's territory for 18.12 million people, representing 73.5%, of which 57.6% are in the urban areas.
In Ghana, we're told again that getting a management in place is one of the key issues. But let me quickly speak to the Executive Director of KITE, Ismail Ejikumhine. I'm checking if again his phone lines are better now. Ismail, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, Brian, is better now.
I am grateful. Now, let's start from here. If you were to offer consultancy to this new management, what would be the pressing issue, the first thing you would ask them to do?
Brian, let me greet your viewers. The first thing is that, ECG's problems are legend, we all know. I think the first thing any concessionaire should be dealing with is to cut down on the losses. And the losses, for the technical losses, some of them are avoidable, and certainly the commercial losses, the non-technical losses, we can do a lot more about it. The collection rate, our test, and all these other things will have to be resolved as quickly as possible. I know, and I will be very surprised if that's not the case. Every concessionaire will be given will have to be strict conditions that will have to be measurable, that we are going to keep a close eye on them, because we cannot afford to have. Thankfully, this is not going to be a management contract, which is where the whoever takes over comes in with only expertise, no investments and all that. This is a concession. So it's going to come with managerial a team that the concessionaire is going to bring, but also they will be required to take something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think the key thing for me at this stage, because the concession is in a bit trouble, will be for us to really ask for the covenant concession, the kind of target the concessionaire is required to meet. For example, if current losses are around, let's say, 22% or 25%.
I'm sure my viewers are struggling hard to hear you, but let's try this for the last time. If we don't get it right, we'll have to cut your line and rework them again. Now, 62 people, 62 investors, let me put it that way, 62 investors have picked up forms to be part of this process. Are you overwhelmed by the sheer numbers?
Not quite. I mean, I'm not. And if you look on that list, a lot of the companies are Ghanaian owned as well. So it's potentially people see that, I mean, this is not the only distribution utility in the whole world. If others are running their utilities as profitable utilities, I believe that those interested concessionaires, they know that if things change, you're most likely going to make money in running this. So I'm not overwhelmed. I expected it to be so, and I hope that at the end of the day we'll get the best one. If that's the direction we've chosen.
All right. Ismail, I'm grateful for your time tonight. We have a bad line there, so grateful for the time you spend with us. Ismail Ejikumene is the Executive Director of KITE there, talking to me about ECG. Let's hope the lines get better. But that's it on the big one.